barreling towards the East Coast. All eyes are on the east, set to make landfall very, very soon. We'll give you a report on that coming up, but it's set to hit the East Coast, dead square into North Carolina, Virginia, and then right up into New Jersey, New York, and all the way up into Maine before continuing up into Canada. And I guess winding up way up there by, is that Newfoundland up there? Is my geography right? You can follow it all at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And Drudge, of course, has it front and center. He's got the satellite, the cone, the stats. We'll follow it over the weekend. You know, I'd love to think that the government would help people if everything collapses, but what they'll do is lock everything down and show up at people's houses that are fine and say, you got a gun safe, we're going to blow it open unless you open it, give us your guns. But why? This is America. Get on the ground, get on the ground. They do that all over the country now. Any excuse to confiscate guns, they want to see if the military will do it. That's their big goal, their big apple in the sky that they're constantly reaching for. Now, we're going to Bob Chapman here in a moment. We'll continue with your phone calls, but here's some of the other crazy news. China expanding its nuclear stockpile. And, of course, they've got hundreds and hundreds of ICBMs, but now they're adding another 75 long-range nuclear missiles because you like to buy toasters from their slave camps. I guess so do I. I mean, I try to stay away from it. But also, death toll rises to 53 in attack on Mexican casino. The drug gang terrorist, I guess who hadn't been paid their protection money, poured gasoline on all the major entrances, set the hotel casino on fire, and killed at least 53 gamblers and employees. Mexico is a nightmare state, and it's because the public's disarmed. The government is a narco-terrorist state, openly controlling the drugs, and their society got so criminal that all these other drug gangs rose up and said, we got guns too. So they have whole sectors they've controlled. Every day I read about whole police departments resigning, mayors being killed. And this is where this law of the gun ends up going. When only the government has the gun, then the government engages in a kleptocratic type of activity. Things just degenerate into a road warrior situation. And you notice that's happening with the globalists here. The police that are left, that they aren't going to lay off, are just going to be there to raise money off of you. So that's a crazy article. Japan's prime minister resigned, successor race hard to call. And many of the top scientists have resigned and said, indeed, there were total meltdowns at the reactor that are still ongoing and massive radiation poisoning, and the government ordered it all covered up. As we said from the beginning, proven right again, we were called conspiracy theorists. And when the radiation levels went up in the U.S., the EPA just raised the level of what they said was safe. Oh, you caught us putting radioactive isotopes in your fluoride mix? We'll just raise the level on that, too. Local news listened to us, went out and stuck Geiger counters up against the pipes, and, whoa, that's high radiation. Where's it coming from? It must be in the aquifers. Now, move along, children. Nothing to see here. No, it's in the fluoride they're adding. I think that's a big piece of news. They spike 70+% of the country's water with uranium. But, again, I'm an extremist. A Russian spacecraft, of course, falls from the sky. Is the International Space Station in trouble? Very interesting report there. Moscow, an unnamed Russian space freighter, which was launched on a supply mission to the International Space Station, careened out of control and blew up in a thunderous fireball over Siberia Wednesday.